say, hey, Erin was really struggling today when I dropped her off at school, and then it put strain between us as, our marriage. The last thing you want to do is drop your daughter off crying somewhere. I just kind of thought, well, she just separation or whatever, and she'll grow out of it. We get a little longer into the school year, and it'll get better for her, and never really did.
When a child is struggling, it's like everybody talks about that child. And there's a thing called the ripple effect, though, that nobody really talks about. It's kind of like, what's mom carrying? What's sisters carrying? What's dad carrying? What's the marriage carrying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when a family member is hurting, here's what you're missing.
Thing we know after working with families for years in brain balance is that it's rarely just the child carrying all the weight. It's the family, it's the parents. And so today we're here talking with Ronnie and Courtney about that ripple effect and how the challenges of a child don't just affect that child, it affects the whole family. And we're going to dive deeper in that today.
That's it. Thank you guys for being with us. You guys excited?
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So let's start with you, Ronnie.
Okay.
And what were you telling yourself kind of when you kind of felt something was just going on that,
I just kind of thought it was an age deal, nothing real serious. I just thought, well, it's age. Erin was 7 or 8, something like that, and I thought, well, she's just really distracted. School's getting, a little tougher for her. I don't know. It was thought she'll grow out of it. Here, we'll get through it. It's just a season, and we'll just kind of watch her and help her as much as we can, and it'll get better for us. It's kind of what I've always thought. But,
absolutely. And that's funny that you say that, because that was going to be my next question. You thought she was going to grow out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just of course just got one other child, so but she wasn't really. They're so different in each personality that never crossed my mind that she wasn't going to grow out of it.
Did you think you might be making too much of it?
I did at times.
Yeah.
And I told Courtney, I said, hey, let's just, maybe we don't make a big deal out of this stuff. Like dropping her off at school, or, just at a friend's house, or, anytime she would do anything that seemed like she would struggle a little bit, I'd just, hey, we'll just not make a big deal out of it. And, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
So on that note, what would you say was the difference between what people were seeing outside and what was going on behind closed doors that no one else was really seeing besides you?
People outside didn't see the struggles that we was having, and not just Erin was having, but us as a family. It was tough on Macy. We would take Erin, and Erin would, she always said that we had to give her more attention than, she kind of thought she was kind of pushed to the back burner or whatever. It was struggles with me and Courtney because, just tension.
Sure.
It wasn't just like everything really went real smooth sometimes, and it was struggles, but that's stuff that people looking from the outside in really didn't see a whole lot, because, you don't want to go out into the public and, really display that. You just kind of keep that to yourselves and not, like, hey, we're going to go. And I remember having talks with Erin. Hey, sis, we're going to go to wherever we was going to go. And if we're going to go out to dinner, and say, hey, be on your best behavior, sis. Let's not, not act up or anything like that. And didn't really realize it, but she was doing the best she could. It was a struggle for her as much as it was for us. And when we would say something to her like that, you could tell it bothered her, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then Macy it bothered her because.
How old was she at that time?
Oh, 6, late 6, early 7, something like that.
Wow.
You know, it was. Erin's always been a little higher strung than than Macy. Macy was really laid back, you know, and Erin's always been pretty high strung, pretty hyper. Love her to death. I mean, absolutely wouldn't change it for the world. But, you know,
She's always been more outspoken than Macy.
yeah, she, you know, it was kind of directing it at constructively, I guess.
You're right.
Would be kind of a challenge or whatever. So
Absolutely. All right, Ronnie, you know, I think when we first met, one of the first stories you told me about was school drop-off.
yeah.
Take me through
yeah.
one of those mornings.
Oh yeah. We'd leave the house. She didn't have to be at school till 8 o'clock. We'd leave the house about 7:25 or something like that. Me and Macy and Erin, and it was tough to get her. You know, you could tell when it was time to go to school. She would just not talk a whole lot and get real quiet. And we'd get in the truck, pull out on the highway, and the closer we got to Keys, we live about 10 minutes, 12 minutes from school. The closer we got to Keys, you know, you could see it on her that she was really uncomfortable. You know, and when you come up to the school there, you got to make a right-hand corner, and about the fire station there in Keys, she would, you know, you could see her eyes start to well up a little bit.
Yeah.
And by the time we turned the corner there to go to the school, she was pretty much crying about every morning. And the toughest thing that you can do is drop your kid off at school, your daughter off at school when she's crying.
Yeah.
You know, because there's nothing you can do to comfort her, you know, and she has to go to school. Macy had to, I had to take Macy to high school. I had to be at work by 8, you know, and it wasn't something that we could spend a lot of time talking about or, you know, trying to work through. And it was tough. It put a strain on, you know, Macy and Erin, because Macy would get aggravated at Erin because Erin was requiring more attention.
Yeah.
I'd get aggravated at Erin because she was requiring more attention. Like, hey, sis, it'll be okay. You know, you're going to have to go to school. You've got to go to school. There's nothing we can do about it, you know.
Yep.
And you're just going to have to, you know, basically suck it up and
Yeah. What
go
would
on.
she say? What would she say to that? Would she say?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she would, Dad, I'm trying. You know, I don't like, you know, I said, well, what is it, sis? Is the teachers mean? Are the kids mean? What's going on? And she really didn't have a definitive answer of what was causing it. It was just, you know, something was wrong with her. Something was off. And, you know, I go back home and tell my wife or call my wife after I drop my daughter off. I drop Macy off and say, hey, you know, Erin was really struggling today when I dropped her off at school. And, you know, and then it put strain between us as, you know, our marriage. Because I'd tell my wife, I'd say, hey, why don't you take her this morning? And you can see how things is going.
Yeah.
And, you know, and she had her own job that she had to do and, you know, had her own stuff. And it was not as easy for her to take her as it was for me. And it just kind of strained the whole dynamics of everything.
Yeah. So,
You
I
know?
mean, and I think that's, I mean, when you got to work, I mean.
Oh, yeah, you felt horrible about it. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the last thing you want to do is drop your daughter off crying somewhere, you know, the school, the teachers and stuff, they would talk to her and, you know, she'd see her friends and I'd heard the teachers say, well, when she sees her friends, she's okay. And I just kind of thought, well, she just separation or whatever, and she'll grow out of it. You know, we get a little longer into the school year and it'll get better for her, and just never really did.
Just never got better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of parents, unless they've experienced it, don't realize how much weight, how much worry, how much pressure
You bet.
gets felt day in, day out when
Yeah.
these situations are
bet.
happening. Like, how much of your day do you feel like was consumed with continuing to think back on Aaron, wondering how it was going?
Oh, quite a bit, because as a trade, I'm a mechanic by trade, and you go to taking apart vehicles and stuff, and you leave something loose or something, it comes back, and then it comes back on you, and it would consume quite a bit, because I'd find myself, leaving something, a bolt out, or something loose, or just little things, not nothing big, but little things, or missing a schedule, didn't get something wrote down, somebody shows up and we're not prepared for it.
Yeah.
It took a toll.
I mean, it affected
Oh,
your
yeah.
actual work quality.
Oh yeah, it did.
And you hope it's not that big
Yeah.
bolt
Yeah.
that matters. Right?
That's it. I mean,
Yeah.
it affects, just basically everything throughout the day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my child, and I want her taken care of, and I want her to feel like she's safe.
Yeah.
Not just, well, Dad, just bring me up here and drop me off.
Yeah. Yeah, and it wasn't just one rough day.
Oh
It
no,
was
no,
day
it
after
wasn't.
day.
It wasn't a rough day. It was, I would say, 3-4 times a week.
It was months.
Of months on end of
Months on
this.
end.
Yeah.
School started in August, and it was every day for the first month of school. And I thought, well,
See, I think it got progressively worse too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it, and I thought, well, it'll get better. It's just the start of school. She's been with Mom all,
Yeah.
been with Mom all summer. She's not, just didn't really think much about it other than it'll get better.
Sure.
And it just really never did. I mean, it's one
We
of them
laugh
things.
about it, but
Yeah.
man, that's
It's horrible.
what do you-
And I don't know what to do other than, if you don't laugh about it, you're gonna cry.
Yeah, that.
I mean, there was days I would go to work and, have tears in my eyes because my daughter was crying.
No, yeah.
I mean, if you don't feel that as a parent, then, every
What do you do
being
with
a parent, every
Yeah.
parent feels the emotions of their child.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's like our job to figure out what's bothering her.
Oh,
and
well,
she
sure.
couldn't identify it.
no.
She
And
couldn't
then-
tell us.
And I would ask her, I'd say, sis, what's wrong? I don't know, Dad. I don't know. Well, sis, let's try not to do that today, okay? And I'd talk to her the whole way to school, or try to talk to her.
Yeah.
And like I say, when we'd pull out of the house, she'd be okay. And, whether it was talking about her dog or her horse or whatever, I mean, she'd find stuff that she liked talking about. She loves playing soccer. We'd talk about soccer on the way. I don't know anything about it, but, I'd try to talk to her about it.
Yeah.
And, she makes fun of me because I try to talk to her about it because I don't know nothing about it. But anyway, I try to talk to her about soccer on the way to school. But the closer we got to school, the
It was
more
anxiety.
generic the answers would get.
Yeah.
Harder to get her to engage with conversation.
Yeah.
It was just, she was anxious about going.
Sure.
And I'd ask her, is the teachers mean? Is the kids mean? What's going on, sis?
Yeah.
Never could really identify one particular thing. I'd had meetings with her teachers. We went up and talked to the principal about her. So, well, she's upset when she gets here, but after she gets here, she seems to be okay, I don't think it's a whole lot to worry about right now. She'll probably outgrow it. And that's what, you got teachers that's done it their whole lives, and, they see it, and they tell you, well, she'll outgrow it, so you kind of think that maybe she's going to outgrow it.
Will, yeah.
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 So during that season, did you guys find yourselves, which I kind of heard that answer a little bit, but I want to delve in more, parenting differently during that season?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's probably what caused the most tension is because
Oh, yeah.
there are some days where like you just don't have the patience or the you've done this every day and she doesn't have any answers for you and you don't know how to help. And I think there are some days where we're on the same page and then other days where I'm like,
What page are you on?
Yeah.
I'm on 99. I'm
Yeah.
back here on the first
Yeah.
chapter still. Yeah.
Like, well,
Exactly.
maybe you should have been a little more gentle or blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I don't have time. She,
Yeah. I mean, and that was it. I'd, take her to school, and
yeah.
that was a big conflict between me and my wife was, she is a mom, and she's way more gentle than I am. You know, not that I'm not mean or abusive or nothing.
It's
but,
no.
but
It's
you
It's
know,
different.
it's just different.
that.
You know, I don't know. It's hard to explain,
It's that dad
but
voice tone.
Yeah,
Something about
that's
the
it.
dad voice
100%.
tone. It just
that's
Yeah.
it. You know, and I can say something, and she can repeat the exact
the
same
exact
thing.
same thing.
And I thought I was saying it pretty nice, but just the way, I guess, my tone and stuff, you know, and it would upset Erin.
Oh.
You know, and then she would go.
She would beg for
she
me
would-
to take her.
Yeah, she would beg for Courtney to take her to school, and she didn't have time to take her, and it was,
Yeah.
you know, it was a strain on us.
So
Yeah.
you mentioned that there was almost this daily challenge at work.
Mm-hmm.
And now it sounds like there was daily challenges in your marriage
At
too,
home.
as far
Yeah.
as the
You bet.
the conflict between you two. That how do we parent? How to not parent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, kids are getting in the middle of it of like, you take me, you take me.
Yeah.
You bet.
But yeah, so it's really sounds like it was affecting every aspect of life.
Everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. You know, it started, you know, of course Erin it was affecting her the most, but everything kind of
Yeah.
run downhill, and it affected.
Yeah.
Well, and then when there's
everything
tension
that
with
was in
us, there's
her,
just tension in the house.
you know, and
Macy gets frustrated because Erin definitely needed more attention, more energy, and
Yep.
she's the good kid. You know, and not that Erin's not the good kid. She doesn't need as much. Like, she's very independent. She didn't need as much. I mean, she didn't need as much.
Yeah.
yeah,
And, you know, I felt bad. I felt bad for her for that because, I mean, I could see it. You know, she's your reliable. You know she's okay. You know she's fine. Check in with her because you're over here putting out fires, you know, with your other child.
Yeah.
So, and then,
Ripple effect.
yeah,
You bet.
100%.
Full effect.
you bet.
Yeah.
It's
You bet.
affecting everybody.
You
Yeah.
bet.
Was there ever a moment, which I've heard those moments, I think, out of you all throughout this first session here, that you're just like, I mean, you're about to throw your hands up and be like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Exactly.
Many
You
times.
literally
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
They
Many
was.
times.
I
We had
mean-
her in therapy.
Yeah.
We had her tested for
ADHD.
ADHD and ADD.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we didn't know what else to do.
We was searching everywhere we could think of for answers. Just something that would help us
It was-
identify what was going on with
It
her.
was
I mean,
very, very evident that something was not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her grades plummeted like
Oh,
halfway
yeah.
through the semester. We went from her having, you know, high B's, low A's to high A's her whole school career to she had C's on her report card, 3 of them, in subjects that she was good at.
Yeah.
English, reading, math. She's always had to work at math, but she's never had a C.
No.
But I mean, her grades were dropping.
Oh yeah.
And then that was making it worse on her because
yeah.
she's anxious and she thinks mom and dad are upset, which we never, we were going, okay, well, let's get a tutor. Let's see how we can fix this. But it was upsetting her. You know, big sister always had straight A's and, you know, it's embarrassing to her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we saw our typically very confident Erin really losing her confidence
Oh
quick.
yeah. Oh yeah. It was a big confidence crush on her.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
absolutely.
thinking back to the middle of that season, what do you feel like you were actually hoping for or looking for? Like not necessarily like a fix, but like what were you hoping someone would start kind of giving you answers to or guiding you
Just
in a direction towards?
Somehow that it would, you know, make things easier for us. I mean, you know, if it was ADHD or ADD,
Yeah.
you know, start the steps and see
Yeah.
see what we needed to do to help her through that. You know, it just some sort of hope, I guess. You know,
I started feeling like even a diagnosis was an answer that we
Yeah.
could, if we had an
Yeah.
answer, we could tackle it.
That's what I was
Yeah.
going to ask.
Yeah.
Was there ever a diagnosis
No.
given? No.
no, never.
And so then you still don't know.
You know, everything just kind of unconclusive. I mean, you know, so we didn't have really anything to go off of. I mean, absolutely nothing to point towards, hey, we can do this and it can help her, and we can do we can do this.
Especially
And,
because we just didn't even know what the problem was.
yeah. I mean, it's hard to find a solution when, you know, you can't really
Yeah.
pinpoint the problem. So,
Absolutely. So here we go. This is okay. We're gonna brighten it up a little bit. So, because man, that's tough. That's
yeah,
tough.
it is.
It
Oh,
is.
It's horrible
to go through that
I mean,
season.
it's horrible to talk about. It's
Yeah.
hard to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, what made you guys? I think, man, I'm starting to get a little bit of hope. What was that first thing that what was it?
Well, I think
When we come to the brain balance and done the first assessment, we could kind of see the places where she was struggling at, and the places she needed the most help.
Yeah.
And then that evening, you know, we went home and we could see after somebody shown us where they was at, we could see that makes sense.
and putting the pieces
And
together,
yeah.
having it explained to us, and then we're like, oh, that actually makes so
Yeah.
much sense.
Yeah.
And I may have discussed this with you, but Erin was really sick when she was a baby, and so
Yeah.
when they were explaining to us like the pyramid and all of that, I just kept telling him, I'm telling you, this makes sense to me. This is making sense to me. I feel like whatever this is, it just, for some reason in my head, it made sense.
Was there a specific moment you guys remember, kind of just looking at each other and like something is changing here, something is clicking? Was there a specific?
It was several weeks
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
her treatment at Brain Balance.
Yeah, it was several into sessions at Brain Balance.
Yeah.
It may have been, seemed like her fall soccer session was kind of winding down as we started Brain Balance. When we picked it up in the spring,
Yeah.
we could see a dramatic change in her overall
Yeah.
behavior, her, just her concentration, her ability to look at something and just work herself through it.
Yeah.
Not just go into like a panic mode and like I don't know what to do, and then she gets frustrated and then she breaks down. Because we changed schools with her after that first semester. So the school deal, we wasn't really for sure if it was
The new school.
the
or
new school or the Brain Balance helping or a combination of both.
Sure.
But when we seen her go back to something that she had been doing before,
Yeah.
and seeing her excelling even more than
Well, and I feel like the fall season was tough on her.
It was just easier for her to do the same thing she was doing before.
Yeah.
That was kind of when I thought, hey,
There was
this
a lot
is
less
working.
frustration.
This is working. This is a good deal for her.
Yeah.
Do you remember any cool moment that was like, wow, the old, that would have been a breakdown, meltdown, and
I don't know so much as it was a specific moment, so much as you could just almost see her spark come back.
Yeah. Well, and Nick, her coach, he told us that it was, he told us that he could see a big improvement of her just concentration, and wouldn't have to tell her 3 and 4 times the same, like, hey, look before you pass, or, let's, just take it, just calm down and look at things before you just react to it.
absolutely.
And I know her soccer coach, he said, man, she's got a lot more composure, I guess you would say. Just everything seems like she's just slowing down and really concentrating and seeing what needs to happen instead of just getting the ball and panicking and kicking it somewhere.
And that has to be a cool feeling as an athlete. I know that
Oh,
because it's those big bright eyes. You're like, this
Yeah.
is going 99 miles an hour, and all of a sudden things.
Well, and
start to-
soccer's her A1. Like, she wants good grades, but
Sure.
if for her to see improvement in soccer, that's all she needed.
Yeah.
absolutely.
And that's what kept her
Yeah.
going.
You could see a big boost in her confidence
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
she noticed that her soccer was better.
Yeah. And when she was, she could tell that the coach was noticing, and
Yeah.
her confidence started coming back. And
Yeah.
I mean, you could just see her coming back alive, and essentially being able to see our daughter again, because it's very unsettling. She's always been very confident, but it's very unsettling when you see her shutting down.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Yep.
So someone's walking alongside your family now for
Yeah.
a week
Yeah.
and seeing inside behind the closed doors.
Yeah.
What's different? What feels different behind those closed doors from where you were back before?
Man, everything
The
feels
journey
different. I mean,
Yeah.
it everything feels different. It is way smoother.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is just seems like everything's just easier to navigate everything around.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't feel like we battle her for simple
No.
things anymore, and that makes
No, we
so
don't.
much difference. Everything is not a fight.
We
Everything
don't.
is not a meltdown. Everything doesn't upset her. Everything, and that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Like we're able to move
Yeah.
through things, and you don't even notice it until the day is done. You're like, wow,
yeah,
like we didn't have to fight with her for anything today.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's nice.
yeah,
Yeah. I also love the story how you were just sharing that what you came for was the emotions, the anxiety, the worry, and yet you saw as those connections started forming,
Yeah.
like all aspects of life started
yeah.
improving. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
stories with the soccer, like that's so
Yeah.
cool. And to see her
Yeah.
confidence.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, confidence was, doubled, tripled. I mean, however you can measure it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's way more confident.
Yeah.
And the way she carried herself. I mean,
Yeah.
Before getting a group or whatever, and she would just kind of go over with maybe one or two girls. Now she's just there with everybody, and they're all having fun, and
Yeah.
and she's just right in the middle of it, like like you want your daughter to be,
That's the
like you want your kids to be.
Dream of every parent. We talked about it last podcast. I mean,
Yeah.
you to see your kid walking in confidence. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
there's
Yes.
nothing-
Yeah, you don't want to. I always thought it would be cool to be able to be around her and her not know that I'm there and just watch her.
And just yeah.
Yeah. It's really neat to be able to see the confidence that she's got now, and just how much better she feels about everything in general.
Yeah. So as parents, what do you feel like's been the biggest change in you all personally through this process?
Oh,
I think it's
don't know.
strengthened my relationship with both of my kids, because having gone through that
Yeah.
with them and coming out of it and then just being like, we made it.
Yeah.
We made it.
Yeah.
And because I always had this fear of like destroying my relationship with my kids. Like, I don't want to handle
I think every
something.
parent goes through that. That's
Yeah.
fair. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to break them.
Yeah, I don't want to handle this the wrong way and like
Yeah.
ruin my relationship. And when you're not sitting there giving yourself all kinds of anxiety and worried about it, I don't know. I just think that's one less thing that you're sitting there worrying about. And for us to have come out on the other side and we're all okay and we're all,
Yeah.
still have a great relationship,
Yeah.
And I hope Aaron doesn't look back one day and go, Mom, do you remember that one time? And you were dropping me off at school.
Right? All that.
But I think we're okay.
Yeah.
I think we're good. I
Yeah.
think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, speaking of, that's drop off day at school.
Mhm.
How is that different? Today?
Oh, it's way different. I mean,
Completely different.
She goes to a different school now. It's not as far of a drive, but
Yeah.
we take her to school, and it's just a drop off. I mean, I don't walk her in. I don't do nothing.
No tears,
No tears.
anxiety.
She's always happy to go to school.
She is.
Um,
She's not happy to wake up, but once
no,
she gets there,
she
really
don't wake
enjoys
up very
it.
well. But when she gets there, she's always happy.
Yeah.
And when we pull up to the school there, it's just a little old bitty country school.
Sure.
But she'll see kids that she knows. It's, oh, Dad, there's my friend, and she'll tell their name, and and then Dad, just stop right here. It's okay. I'll just get out right here. I'm like, no, sis, let's pull up here to where it's safe for you to get out. I mean,
Right.
they got a spot here where we let you out, and we get there and get out. I'm like, okay, well, give me a hug and a kiss. Bye, Dad. You're gonna make me late. I'm trying to get with my friend, and that's just so that I would rather have that than forcing her out of the truck and driving off in tears any day of the week.
And you're not worried
I mean,
all day long about
I'm
how's
not-
she doing.
Yeah, I'm not worried when I drop her off and she's like that. You know, it doesn't have a negative effect on my day or my job.
Yeah.
You know, as I don't come home and, you know, immediately go and ask her what's wrong, or, you know, ask her, hey sis, you know, that was tough. How, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy that. You know, and then she was upset again. You know, so
Because
it was,
she felt guilty about
yeah,
it.
she would feel guilty about
She
it.
felt guilty about it.
We don't have that no more. I mean, she's excited to tell me about her day, about her robotics class, and you know
Isn't that cool?
Oh yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
How
know,
was your day? And you get
Yeah.
the full
Oh,
rundown
yeah.
instead
Of all
just
the fun
fine,
things she
Yeah.
did.
you know,
Yeah.
and the excitement in her face and the
Yeah.
sparkle in her eye, you know, and you can tell that it was genuinely a good day.
Yeah.
Not, well, you know, it was okay, you know, we went to lunch and we had recess, and no, I mean, it was, she was excited and she was loud and
the
she was,
details
you
and-
know,
Yeah.
it was a good thing.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a mom and dad watching this, and they need to hear this. I mean, this is they are exactly where you were. And what are the things that you would want them to know? Like if you could talk to, and there's going to be a mom and dad watching this,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're where you guys are. You know,
Yeah.
however long ago in that
Yeah.
season was, they're in it.
Don't get
What do you tell
discouraged. I
them?
mean, for the main thing,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get discouraged. Don't lose hope. You know, it's really easy to, you know, not have the confidence, you know, that, I mean, not in your family. I mean, you know, it'll be okay. You're going to, you know, you'll get through this. I don't think we could have done it on our own. I mean, it's not something that we would have got through on our own. I mean, brain balance was the number one thing that helped this. I mean, it was absolutely the best thing for us.
I think knowing that there were
So-
other parents experiencing the same things.
Yeah. I didn't feel like there was anybody
It
experiencing
did. It
the
felt
same thing.
very
whenever we was-
isolating. Yes.
you know, when we was doing it, I didn't, you know, because you pull up to school, you didn't see any other kids.
Well, we
you
had
know,
no
or
diagnosis. We
anybody
couldn't relate
struggling
to
or
a
anything
parent
like
who has
that.
a child with ADHD. We
Yeah.
couldn't relate to someone, and they could say, "Oh, this is what I'm doing. This is what's
yeah,
helping."
Yeah.
We didn't have that because we didn't have answers. We didn't have a diagnosis,
Yeah.
and it was very isolating.
Yeah.
And we were trying all the things, and we were googling all the things, and you know, just for other parents to know that you're not alone,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know, just really trust the process
Yeah.
because this was a leap of faith for sure.
Faith, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's like that, you know, it's like we just talked about. When one person in the family is struggling, it is a ripple effect. But the opposite is true too. When that person heals,
100%.
it also has a ripple effect.
Absolutely.
And it probably even down to Macy. I mean, Macy and her
Oh, yeah.
relationship has got to be.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can tell she's the bubbly 15-year-old that's just happy-go-lucky and, you know, all about
Yeah.
her friends and texting her friends.
Well, I think
and-
there's a
you
lot
know?
less like animosity.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
They
I
are.
mean, when we were really in it, which, you know, her underdeveloped 15-year-old brain is just thinking, you know,
What is
she's
she?
the favorite.
Yes,
She always
yes.
needs all this attention.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And so
Yeah.
that makes her resent her sister.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't see it as my baby sister is struggling. She just sees it as you always need all this attention. Everything's a big deal with you. And so there's a lot less animosity between them two.
Yeah.
They work together a lot better now.
They do. Yeah.
I mean, they work together a lot better. Just anything they do, really. I mean,
mean,
if it's something as simple as doing the dishes. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
helping each other out, doing whatever they're doing, yard work,
Yeah.
chores around the house. You know,
Absolutely.
feeding the horses,
Absolutely.
feeding the dogs, whatever it is. I mean,
Yeah.
they work together a lot better now. You know, I don't remember. Macy's always loved to ride her horse. Aaron never really did. When they got to where they could be, you know, where they work together a lot better, now they both go ride their horses
And they do well,
with each
yeah.
other. You know, and they didn't do that before we went to Brain Balance.
Well, because everything was a battle. Everything
You know,
was
everything was
Yeah.
Macy. You know, basically Macy just wanted her own time because she just thought Aaron required so much.
Sure.
And
like we talked about earlier, as a mom and dad, I mean, it's cool to see your daughter get the confidence and have friends. But
Yeah.
man, it's so cool when they're close with
You
their
bet.
siblings too.
Yeah.
Right?
bet.
I mean, that's
You bet.
when there's just peace and synchrony in the home.
yeah,
You know.
That's it.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, and ultimately, when that healing starts to happen inside the home,
Yeah.
like it doesn't just affect one person,
Yeah.
it affects the whole family
Right.
unit.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that's what makes like stories like your guys is so powerful. And honestly, we just appreciate you being vulnerable, coming on here, getting a dad on here to open up.
To open up.
Like honestly, there's so many
Honestly,
dads.
It doesn't seem like it was very powerful at the time, but
I feel like he was the
anyway.
biggest skeptic.
Anyway,
and then
I
when
was.
we came in,
I'll be honest with you. Whenever Courtney found this, her cousin had done it, and I'm not a real big kind of go out on a limb type of guy. I mean, I kind of more reserved.
I can see that. I can see that, Ronnie.
And
You're not that risk taker.
basically,
Yeah.
basically,
Plays it safe.
I come to the assessment just to. I'm like,
to make me happy.
all right, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the best I can to please my wife here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We've searched for answers for so long, and honestly, just almost give up hope. I mean, it was kind of a deal that this is how it's going to be. We're not going to have. Kind of made peace with the fact that this may be it for us.
Yeah.
Aaron's going to struggle a little more than Macy was. It's just going to be something that's the way it's going to be, and try to do the best we could with each other as far as spending time or whatever it was. But I was pretty skeptical about it. I've done it basically just to please my wife. Couldn't be more of a absolute do it right now. Take the risk. It's absolutely worth everything that's involved.
Wow.
We don't live close to
No,
to a
how
brain
far did y'all
balance.
drive?
it's an hour and a half
Hour and a half.
for us to drive.
Wow.
That's one reason we decided to do the hybrid, where we come in once a week, one online session, and then
One
done.
self where I did it.
Yeah, self-guided, yeah.
Self-guided, yes.
And that's one reason just the logistics of it, to where we was so far out, was a big deal. It was going to be really hard for us to get twice a week or whatever, but it's absolutely worth what it takes to do it.
Yeah, we checked her out of school
Yeah.
an hour and a half early.
Yeah, we would check
every
her out of school
Thursday.
hour and a half early every Thursday. I say we. When I say we, I mean her.
It was me.
It's
did.
easy. It's easy to
it's
say.
it's still a team effort.
It's
is.
easy to say
Yes.
we when I wasn't the one that was taking off of work.
Well, that was
and,
usually-
and putting putting the stuff that I had to do aside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's always been super great at that. She's
That still takes
Pretty-
teamwork though. Yeah.
pretty flexible
Yeah.
and with what her job and stuff, but it's not easy to drive to Tulsa from our house ever.
No.
Once a week.
Yeah.
Just the fuel as high as fuel prices are right now,
Yeah,
especially,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
got to figure out what we're going to do for dinner that night, and
Right.
Yes.
it really worked out because it always give us, that was kind of our, we always call it our Taco Thursday now, and it was
Yeah.
kind of a family,
Family tradition.
Aaron goes to Brain
We
Balance.
just gave ourselves permission to eat out.
Yeah, Aaron goes to Brain Balance. Then she usually had to go to soccer because soccer's practices on
Thursday.
Thursday evening also.
Yeah.
And we'd made a little local Mexican joint there out there in Park Hill, and we would eat. We just embraced it and made a family evening out of it.
That's cool.
And,
It was very worth it.
Yep.
It was so worth it.
it's absolutely worth it. I
Yeah.
mean, if I knew somebody that was struggling with it, by all means, by all means do it.
I think I've shared it so many
By
times.
all means,
I've shared
do
it so many times.
I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Absolutely worth it. And, I mean, you can't put a price on your child's happiness and confidence. I mean, I'd give everything I got for it.
Just moving through life easier.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you changed the trajectory of her entire life, I feel like.
I hope
from
so.
Where we were to where we are now.
That's what
there's no doubt.
You just spiral on, if I can't get a grip on this, if I can't figure this out, what is the future going to look like for her?
Yeah.
Lots of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
I won't lie about that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you lay in bed at night thinking, man, I got to do something. I feel like a horrible dad. I mean, it don't take too many times to drop your daughter off at school and her crying and you driving away. I mean, looking in the rearview mirror and she's crying and you feel like a horrible dad.
Sure.
I mean, it's not something that sure don't go to work happy. I'll tell you that,
Yeah. I mean,
right there.
all three of us here are dads.
Yeah.
All three of us have kids. And,
I mean, you all understand as much as much as anybody
100%.
does. I mean, every dad out there knows knows the weight you carry, for your child's happiness. I mean, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my girls to, for them to be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Definitely
Usually
something
when
I
you
would.
got a parent that's all in, it somehow, some way, it can.
Yeah.
Things can happen.
Yep.
Things can happen.
Yep. I mean, just
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for
absolutely
sharing your story. I mean, geez,
Absolutely.
on behalf of Isaac and myself, thank you guys very much. And Brain Balance, we appreciate y'all.
I hope it helps
Yeah,
somebody.
thank you,
I really
guys.
do.
Yeah.
I hope.
Thanks
I
for
hope
everything
somebody,
you guys have done.
Somebody sees this and think, hey, that's what we need right there.
Absolutely. Oh, there's no way they won't.
Yeah.
Got Ronnie and Courtney, amazing people, absolutely amazing people. I know
Thank
that
you.
first time we
Appreciate that.
talked and you talked. No,
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
good people. Erin she was in good hands with you guys and Brain Balance crew and team, and yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're
you,
grateful.
guys.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh, I think that's a wrap.
We are out.